My name's Andy. I've lived in Manchester the last 4 years or so. Currently studying at Manchester University, but I've also been involved in a fair bit of environmental activism around the city, particularly with the Camp for Climate Action, which is where I got interested in a lot of these issues and where a lot of the kind of ideas that I've been applying have come from, really. Science can be a fairly unreliable friend for environmental campaigners. I mean, although we've got to a stage where there's a widely accepted consensus in the scientific community about climate change happening, about it being anthropogenic causes, that hasn't translated into the kind of political and moral responses that people kind of expected it would. So science isn't perhaps as much of a powerful discourse as a lot of people think. Maybe a lot of people don't engage with science for some of the reasons I was mentioning before, that it tends to be a fairly elite sector of society that's increasingly unaccountable and disengaged from the rest of the population. So in the group session, we're kind of talking about ways that science could be communicated better. And the conclusions we came to were that there needs to be a recognition of the values that are inherent in science. There's no kind of absolute boundary separating neutral science from the kind of political and moral contests. And in fact, if you try and uphold that boundary, then it doesn't get you very far, because in order for people to rally round a scientific fact and to act on it, you need to have strong political, ethical, economic arguments that people can relate to, and you need to present science in a way that takes into account where people are coming from, what their backgrounds are, what they can understand and what they can relate to.